Good evening, VV Nation. Happy Monday. My name is Ryan. Welcome to the channel. If it's your first time, I hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. Got to have some fun with the friends and family. Now we're back to Monday, right? I see the major indices, nothing too, bullish there. Pretty flat right now, a little bit to the downside. But we did all know that the big beautiful bill passed into law over this holiday weekend. So one stock that's got my attention right now is a huge cybersecurity player that it's got all the tall tales of Palantir. This company's getting a lot of government contracts, cybersecurity, overvalued when it comes to the VectorVest metrics. However, all of these things were in the case of Palantir, and we see where Palantir has gone, right? To the moon, as many would say. But tonight we're going to focus on BBAI. This is a crucial company for defense. So if you're thinking about, defense stocks going into the future and you want an unconventional stock, a defense company of the future, which has garnished a lot of contracts with the Department of Defense and the major branches of the government. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in some articles, show you the importance of what this company can do going forward, and then we're going to jump to the VectorVest 7 system, break down BBAI or Big Bear AI, so that way we can give you the proper information to make a better informed investment decision. Now, if this is something you're interested in, stick around and let's get started. As 4th of July approaches and we celebrate our nation's independence, let VectorVest help you with your financial independence. A trial just 99 cents over the next 30 days. Just go to vectorvest.com/YT. The special ends July 7th. All right, Big Bear has had a monstrous year. You can see right the article here, up 68% year to date. This came out July 4th, so recently just came out. Now, the headline alone, right, speaks volume. BBAI strategic moves in AI. We all know about, the AI. It's in the name of the stock, right? No surprise there. But look, a hidden catalyst for autonomous vehicle growth. This article here is showing exactly what is causing the big move and the enthusiasm when it comes to investors in BBAI. Now you can see, look, they want to be able to tap into the market here. The autonomous driving ecosystem offers investors a compelling entry point to a $214 billion market in just the next few years, 2030. Now, as I scroll down here, look, cost efficiency versus predictive analysis. You can see it's embedded with its partnership with UAE-based Easy Lease. Now, again, UAE becoming an AI hub. We talked about, or what we've seen in the news over the last few months, some of the large investments coming out of the Middle East, mostly UAE, Saudi Arabia, those countries within the GCC. Now, this company here, BBAI, already has connections with that. Now, as well, you can see, look, it's got biometric software deployed in the U.S., Canadian airports to analyze vast data sets in real time, strategic partnerships to bridge autonomous tech, mobility as service integration, emerging markets here. Now, you can see a lot of opportunities, but a lot of this sounds just like Palantir. And just like Palantir, it's got a lot of orders. Now, this will be the key, though. Look, $385 million in backlog. I mean, yeah, that's impressive, right? But look, execution will be key. You can see Big Bear's AI, 13.2 million contract to deliver a force management platform for DOD, right? Department of Defense. You can see a clear sign that the Pentagon believes they can deliver at scale. Just like Palantir, this company here getting a lot of defense contracts, a lot of government contracts, military contracts, right? The core challenge hasn't changed. They just need to scale their platforms and start converting backlog into recurring high margin revenues. Until that happens, the story here is still more about potential than performance. Now, again, Palantir as seen as the non-traditional defense play, but we've seen that work out very well, right? Defense stocks, actually, they're holding their ground today, even with the market sell-off. I saw the aerospace and defense sector holding about 0.25% to the upside. We'll see if that holds going into the close. It may falter. We shall see. But look at this. Investing in space, one big, beautiful windfall. We all know about the big, beautiful bill. Look. This Space Force, right? Space Force Defense. We all know defense spending is increasing. That's one of the big initiatives behind this bill here. Now, the total funding for just under $40 billion, that will be their largest funding yet. So their budget's going up, right? And look at this, BBAI is a company that provides AI-powered decision intelligence solutions and services, just like Palantir, right? They're actively collaborating with the U.S. Space Force and the U.S. Air Force on initiatives related to artificial intelligence and security. Now we see cybersecurity for space assets, Space ISAC membership, AI for space superiority. So again, BBAI going to be a pivotal when it comes to software and AI development when it comes to Space Force and some of these other defense projects going forward. Now, the last article I have for you, again, tying it into defense here. I was just curious about this, but look, the Golden Dome, we've all heard about it, right? It's a multi-layered missile defense system, ICBM missile defense system. Now, bigbear AI is expected to play a role in the Golden Dome project, right? This is another huge project that the Trump administration is putting forth to increase our military spending. And bigbear AI is going to be a pivotal role. It's going to be a big beneficiary of this spending increase. So let's go ahead and jump in the VectorVest 7 software, take a look at our proprietary indicators, take a look at the stock chart, and see if any opportunities lie within bigbear AI. All right, so let's get right into it. Non-bias analysis, bigbear AI, BBAI, currently trading $7.71. Now, VectorVest, we value the company at 59 cents. This is not a price target. This is just currently what we feel the stock is worth, right? It's just saying that investors, they're willing to pay a premium for all of this hype of this forward innovation. But according to that one article, right, execution is key. And right now, investors are betting on good execution because look at the technicals. RT relative timing and favorable territory 1.64 showing some magnitude behind the bullish trend. And the CI showing that this stock is not afraid to hit new highs. Now, where the company laggards is going to be its fundamental analysis. RV looking at long-term price appreciation below 1, very unfavorable. RS, another fundamental indicator, just speaks of the consistency, the predictability of the company's financial performance, debt to equity ratio, indicator of risk, also unfavorable. So it's just a trend. I'm going to treat it like a momentum trade. And that being said, let's go ahead into the charts and see what opportunities are here. As far as my momentum traders, I do have the Bollinger Band, the Star Search layout here. We've got a standard deviation of 1 and a 3 standard deviation, 20-day look back period. Creates us a lane, right? You see the bottom of this lane, this yellow line here, currently around $6.51. Price action breaks below that, would be getting more defensive on this position as well to the upside. The other Bollinger Band, the top side of this lane, coming in at 940. So you can see as long as price action stays above this upper Bollinger Band, I would be more on the bullish side. Now let's take a look at another graph layout. All right, on this graph layout, I've got an 8-day EMA, the red line, 20-day EMA being the blue line. You can see price action. If you want a little bit more of a tighter stop on this position, probably utilize the 8-day. If you want to give a little bit more wiggle room, right? If you're accessible, if you're okay with volatility, if you're okay with that risk, you can look at the 20-day EMA. But look, the position overextended right now, right? Been talking about a potential retest of this support line here. The zone, probably around $5.15, somewhere in there. But the 20-day EMA sits right above that right now, currently coming in at $5.56. So that's a nice level of support that I would like to see. Or if I'm going to look for any kind of pivot or any kind of pullback around the $5.15 to $5.50 level, that's where I would like to see a pivot in the future. Otherwise, if this position stays above the 8-day EMA, the bulls will be in charge and just play the momentum accordingly. But again, look at the valuation here. Green line, flat, way overvalued. Treat it like a momentum play. And then down below, I do have the growth rate and earnings. You can see went from negative to positive, coming in at 4% now. As far as sales growth rate did falter from about 8% to 5% closing out. And earnings per share, but it is ticking its way up closer to positive territory here. Earnings per share coming in negative 27 cents. Now, if we take a look at RT relative timing, this lets you know when the bulls have a little bit more momentum to the upside here. RT becoming favorable, coming in at 1.69 on this big body candlestick here. Now, you can see price action. The close that day was at 449, and again, closing at just 771, currently trading at right now. I see the bottom wick and top wick here. I see some indecision, right? So if you want some confirmation, look at price action breaking out of this wick, either to the upside or to the downside. But again, my pivot I'm first looking at around 515 to 550. Otherwise, utilize the 8-day moving average. Now, I hope everyone has enjoyed this video. Looking for the next potential Palantir, Big Bear AI, BBAI, a lot of momentum, a lot of hype, a lot of news, and a lot of positive sentiment when it comes to this position. So just wanted to put it on your radar. Now, again, my name is Ryan. Always a pleasure giving you these 6 p.m. videos. If you enjoyed tonight's content, hit the like button. If it's your first time, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you tomorrow evening. Good night.